Hey YouTubers, it's me, Zipster. Okay, so I've been noticing that the last couple of months there's been two words that have been attached kind of to the Zipster name. Those two words would be attention whore. Yeah, I said it. So it's like my full name is actually Zipster Attention Whore Zickenfuss. Okay. Now I will thought to myself, well, gee, I kind of would think that most people, I'm sure there's a rare exception somewhere out there, but I would think that most people who post videos on YouTube are looking for some sort of attention. Otherwise, why don't you just tell your friends or whatever and be done with it? So, whatever. This video is not really, about me being an attention whore. Well, yeah, it is. But I was trying to think, okay, if I am truly such a big attention whore that people have to actually point it out to other people in videos and stuff, then when did this affliction begin? So I went back in time to one of the first instances I can recall where, yeah, I was being a little bit of an attention whore. Okay, third grade. How old does that make you? 9, 10, something like that. Teacher, Mrs. Morgan. And I remember back in the third grade, we got the TV guide, because I guess we had just gotten the TV, and like you needed a TV guide to know what was on those 3 channels that you could get. But there was a contest in TV Guide. It was like write an essay and win a thoroughbred racehorse. Okay, and I was like nutty about horses and ponies and that kind of thing when I was a kid. I like wanted one more than anything in the world. So I was obsessed with this contest, even though, I was too lazy to write an essay, and I thought, oh, what chance do I have of winning anyway? But every time I would walk past that damn TV Guide, I would just pick it up and look at the beautiful horse and just say, oh my God, I want this horse so bad. Okay, so the contest's over, I don't even know if they announced a winner or I don't know how that happened. But, so one day I find myself in third grade, and like in the morning, Mrs. Morgan would go around the classroom and ask us, if anything interesting had happened at home or anything we wanted to share with the class or anything. And I don't know what the hell got into me, but when it came to my turn, I got up and I said, well, I just wanted to make an announcement, yes, that something very exciting did happen to me yesterday when I got home from school. I had found that I won the thoroughbred racehorse that was in the contest in the TV Guide. So everybody's like, oh my God, Zip, that's so great, that's so great. So I'm like the big hero that day. Everybody's coming up to me on the playground and patting me on the back. Everybody's like basically kissing my ass because they wanted to ride on that damn horse when I got it, right? So I'm like really, sucking in the, all the adulation and the congratulations and all that. I'm like basking in this stuff. Meanwhile, Mrs. Morgan, she didn't seem quite as enthusiastic as the others. I think it's because somewhere in her head she's like, the story had a couple of holes in it, like, who would give a horse to like a 9-year-old? And where would a 9-year-old who lives in a row home with a backyard the size of a pool table keep a horse, etc., etc., etc.? Anyway, so this is Zipster's big day. I was a big man on campus, So I go home and I don't breathe a word of this stuff. I'm just, basking in my afterglow. And, a little while after I get home, the phone rings. It turned out one of my fellow classmates' mother thought it would be appropriate to call my mother and congratulate her on my winning. So I'm just sitting there. I'm not even thinking in terms of that. I'm just sitting there watching television, watching cartoons or whatever. And I hear my mother on the phone, and she's like, oh, well, there must be some misunderstanding. Then I hear her say, oh, yeah, well, no, I don't know. I'll find out what the problem is, okay? And I'm like, still not thinking. And then all of a sudden she puts down the phone and she turns and gives that look that only a mother can give. And instinctively if you screwed up, that look, and it's like, I have just been so caught. So she folds the arms and comes over and she's like, Zipster, that was Bonnie Roth's mother, and she was calling to congratulate us on the racehorse you won. I'm like, oh my, I'm sorry. I told that contest in the TV Guide. I told them all I won that racehorse. And she's like, what would possess you to tell a class something like that? Don't you think this is going to come back to me sooner or later? And a whole big mother spiel. She's like, tomorrow you are going to go into that classroom, and when it's your turn to talk in the morning, you are going to get up and tell everybody that you made that story up. I'm like, oh my, I can't do that. And she's like, you are doing it, and I'm going to find out if you don't. So, okay, now my whole night is ruined and miserable. I finally go to bed. I'm laying in bed and I'm like, this is the most humiliating thing ever in the history of the world. So, of course, the next day I'm really dragging my feet. So I went to school, and when it came my turn to talk in the morning, I said, I just have to tell everyone that I totally made that story up about winning that racehorse yesterday. Well, let me tell you, now I had turned from like the big hero into like, man, I don't even want to hang around. What a liar! So anyway, I think my attention whoring goes back to that story from third grade. But you'd think I would have learned by then. But wait, I'm not lying anymore. Now I'm just hungry for attention, and I just tell the truth. It all worked out, didn't it? Okay, talk to you later. Thank you.